Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode. Where's my water? Oh. Where's my water? Episode 1482. I brought a water down here. Where in the hell did it go? Good morning. Happy Friday. It is the free for all, which mostly every day is a free for all. But we can name it a free for all Friday. We're going to play Name That Player coming up a little bit later this morning. Little programming note, probably won't be live Saturday or Sunday. Tomorrow, I was thinking of going live, or I assumed that I was going to go live tomorrow. But looking at my schedule, I probably will not, because I want to get on the road, get to Rockford. I'm going to go to a card show, and then I've got a funeral around just after lunchtime back home. So a little double duty. So I think I'm just going to skip Hobby Evolution tomorrow morning and just go straight to the card show. I'll be out of town, so no Hobby Evolution on Sunday. We'll return on Monday morning. I actually thought about, like, do I want to do Hobby Evolution this morning? Like, I've got a lot to catch up on. I've got a live coming up at 10 a.m. this morning. Direct link to today's live stream is in the description of this video. So I'm doing that at 10. As soon as I get done with that, the plan was to get some shipping done before my live today, do my live, and then do yard work all afternoon. It's basically like a honeydew list meets yard work in gardening. So I need to get salt for the water softener. And I need to get bunny fencing. I need to get all the plants and plant, but I've got the garden. All of the soil is in the garden. I don't need all of the fertilizer and stuff. I have everything. So the only thing I need is the actual plant. So I can probably get away with finishing up my eBay live, eating lunch, doing some shipping, and then going out and doing the garden, and just do that in the late afternoon. But I kind of wanted to just take the afternoon off, but work calls, right? Work calls. So yeah, so that's on the docket today. Next week, as far as eBay lives, I'll likely take Monday off just to get caught up from the weekend. And then we'll run a live on Tuesday. I think I might do 80s on Tuesday. I think I might run an 80s night on Tuesday. And then maybe Wednesday night do the 74 tops set break. I may actually push that out another week just because I'm kind of strapped for time. I'm trying to think of what the following that could work. So yeah. So did an eBay live last night. It stunk. Now, let me rephrase that. It stunk based on my higher expectations. Now, a month ago, in coming into doing eBay live, I would have been ecstatic. But a lot of stuff has been selling for higher than I expected, which is giving me higher expectations going into these streams. And the chat was kind of down, like lack of energy. It was almost like I don't know. It was a different feel. I was not having fun. And maybe that is a reflection on me. And that very well could be. So I ended up ending it early because, I mean, it was getting down to, like, we had one bid, like, oh, here's $1. Here's $1. Here's $1. No bids. Oh, and it was like, let's just do a lot just to, like, let's get some bidding going. So, and I was and it's like, well, you didn't have what people were wanting. And I understand that. I don't know what, and that was another thing. It's like, drop what you want in there. And I want this, and I'd throw it in there, and then one bid and the person who requested it didn't want it. So I don't like it's hard. I think last night was just bargains. People were just looking for steals and deals last night. So I did my best to throw stuff out there that in the past has worked. Didn't work last night. So again, I had higher expectations, and it was a good night. At the end of the night, I still did a lot better than what I normally do on eBay. So it could have been, I don't know. I do know that eBay has thrown out, they're doing like Gem Thursdays, which is so the eBay Live. So they're doing basically theme nights across the different categories. And so they spotlight those different theme nights, like Major League Monday, Sunday singles, and they're doing Gem Thursday. And that's where they asked me, they're like, hey, can you source? And they kind of have a deal going. And I'm like, it's not my wheelhouse. I thought about it. It's like, ooh. And I'm like, well, I can do consignments. And I'm like, well, with what I have to charge on consignments to compete with other consigners, like I can make more money selling junk wax on eBay Live. I understand it means more money for eBay, but it means less money for Bo. And I got to look out for number one. So, I declined the invite to Gem Thursdays. And so competing with, another sports trading card event, basically, that could have. However, you look at it the other way. Am I really competing with $100 plus cards? No, because I don't have any $100 plus cards. And I don't intend on throwing $100 cards on eBay Live or really on eBay unless I, randomly come across one. It's not like I'm outsourcing that stuff. So it's one of those. It could have been just a quirky, like the right people. Sometimes it only takes two people, to get things bid up. So we'll see. So eBay Live today, 10 a.m. Central. Link is in the chat. Today is going to be another request. And that's another way. And I keep I constantly think about this. And I've mentioned it every day this week, theme or no theme. And I understand it's just like there's not a one size fits all in anything in life. You're not going to please everybody. No matter what you do, you are not going to please everybody unless you are giving out. Actually, no. Even if you were giving out $100 bills to everybody that asked, there would be at least one person that would complain that it's not $200. You're not going to please everyone, even if you're giving out $100 bills, because somebody's going to be upset that it's not 200. Or they're going to be upset that that guy got it first. That lady got it first. Well, how come I didn't get it? Wait your turn. So, I don't know where I was going with that. One size fits all. So, I can't remember where I was at. In talking about themes. So, it's kind of like I liken it to card shows setting up bargain boxes. How this person wants them organized to like years and teams and players and like just super organized. Because I know what I want. Card 177 from the 1982 top set. The next person, like me, I just want to dig. I don't care. In fact, I walk away if somebody has their bargain boxes sorted, even by team. Usually, there are exceptions. If I know the dealer and I know what he has in there, it's like, okay, even though he has them by team, he's got good stuff in there. For the most part, I feel like that stuff's cherry picked. Plus, I'm looking like there may be a Cardinals card. Cardinals aren't really something that I'm looking for. But there may be something in there. But I'm gonna go to the other teams that I'm looking for. Like I know I can sell something from that team and that team and that team. So I typically just stay away from. The more organized it is, the less interested I am. But I know there's a lot of people out there that they want stuff divided up by team or by player or by set or by year, all that. I just want a random mix. of a little bit of everything. You can't please everybody. You can't, when you're setting up bargain boxes at a card show, you're not going to please the masses. So you just do what's best for you. Look out for number one. And that's what, when it comes down to eBay Live, do I do shell listings? Do I do theme nights? And I think there's got to be a mix. And I think I'm going to sprinkle that on the flip side. Take, for example, last night, I had a mix. I had a mix of preloaded listings. Now, they were lower end refractors, stuff that was in my eBay store for, I think, like $2. A few of them didn't sell, and the rest, maybe one or two sold for $2. It's like, okay, it got exactly what I was in the buy it now section. Everything else went for $1, which, if somebody came in, offered me $1 on all 20 of them, I would have taken it. So it got me thinking. It's like, man, if I have all these preloaded listings, and that's where you get handcuffed. If you put 100 preloaded listings up for your eBay Live event and the right people aren't in there for whatever theme it is, you're just giving stuff away, or it's not selling, and that's it. That's done. You're done. And it's like, I just wasted 2 hours for this. So that's my fear. But then it's kind of like Pong. I got to Pong back to the other side and do my due diligence to get it promoted. Hey, this theme and get it out, and get it out to, newsletter on eBay and forums and Facebook and Twitter and all that. So it's still a feeling out process. And, I felt defeated last night. I really did. It was one of those where at the end of the night, it's like, I felt beat up, but just forget about it and move on. And that's like the feeling I got. It's like when you lose a football game 42-0 and you don't even think about it. You don't even think about it. It's like, does losing suck? Yes, absolutely. But you got beat, man. You got beat. There was nothing. You can't go back and think, well, what if I did this? No, you got the other team was better. And so you just got to forget about it and move on to the next one. As opposed to if you just, I think it was it Wednesday? I thought I was going to hit a number, a benchmark number. And at the end, I came up short, and it's like, oh my God, what could I have done? Could I have done this? What if I would have put this up? Maybe I shouldn't have put those up. Because you're really, and that's like when you lose by a point and you're going back and you're like in basketball, like there's a possession. There's a possession where, there was an errant pass or, just a missed layup. And it's like, or the defensive possession where it's like, we should have been keeping a closer eye on the sharpshooter because he hit that three. If he doesn't hit that three, it's a completely different game. Possession by possession in those close games. Whereas if you get beat by 40 points in basketball, it's like, there was nothing. There was no possession that was going to help us. Maybe we lose by 35 instead of 40. And so I felt like last night was one of those 40-point losses, even though in the grand scheme, a month ago, if I would have went back in time a month ago and would have told Bo in April, hey, you're going to do this much in sales on a Thursday night on eBay Live. And I'd be, really? If I can do that all. And I'd be super stoked, excited, but I've been spoiled with some of my recent. I did more in sales last Friday with a pop-up from my mother-in-law's house in Florida than what I did last night. So, and who would have thought that? I did about 2 to 3x what I expected to do last Friday. I also brought some pretty good stuff down there, but you just got to move on. But I also have to understand, okay, and that's what I like about shell listings, where I can adapt. And it's like, and last night I couldn't adapt. I think that was the most frustrating part. I think the most frustrating part was I couldn't adapt. Like I was throwing everything. And this was I think last night was the first auction, eBay Live, that I've done where I couldn't adapt. I don't know what people want. I think people were just in. I think it was just, we want deals. Like if something's going to go for $1, we're going to bid on it just to get $1 deal. And I don't think, and I think that was the crowd that was in there. There was nobody that was looking for Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, 90s basketball prospects. And I think that was, for me, the frustrating part was, I like, what do I throw at Jordan? Like, just let's throw lots on there. And maybe today maybe it's another last night. It's like, well, I'm not going to sit here and throw every auction and get $1. We're just going to end it early and I'll go do my yard work. So you never know. You never know. So, and I think that's also, I wouldn't say the fun part, but it's a learning experience. Sometimes it's fun. When you make money, it's fun. When you don't make much money, it's not fun. But you learn. And I think that's the frustrating part about last night's auction. I didn't learn. Like, I did not learn anything last night. I think every eBay Live, I have learned something. I didn't learn anything last night. Although I shouldn't say that. I did learn that not every auction is going to be like, there's going to be bad auctions. And how do I think I just put my head down and just suck it up and keep going. But when those times come where I feel like last night, I'm just going to throw, essentially, I hate to say this, but I'm just going to throw crap out there. Like, if I get $1 for this card, I'm happy. And I think that's just what I can't expect to get $8 for a Shawn Kemp 90 NBA hoops, which went for, I think, $1 last night. The Shawn Kemp 90 hoops is like my great example of eBay Live selling. The first Shawn Kemp 90 NBA hoops sold for $8. The second sold for $6. And I'm like, nah, not as good as 8, but hey, that's still damn good. The next one sold for $4. I'm like, I'm still very happy with that. The next one sold for $2. And I'm like, $2 for Shawn Kemp. Last night sold for $1. Now, rewind it a month ago. You're telling me I get $1 for a Shawn Kemp rookie? Yeah, all day, every day. Probably have 50 of them in my quarter boxes. Just as Unicorn Cupcake says, $1 Kemp is still more than it should be. Exactly, because normally they're filled in my 25-cent boxes and nobody's buying them. So yeah. What else is going on? So again, for those that I mentioned it early on, no Hobby Evolution this weekend. No Hobby Evolution tomorrow morning or Sunday morning. I'm going to get up early and head straight to the card show. I've got a funeral in the afternoon back home, so I'm going to hit the card show in Rockford on my way down. And then I was going to come back after the funeral, and my wife's like, why don't you just stay? And I'm like, well, I've got a lot of work to do, which is always. She's like, that's a lot of driving in one day. She's like, why don't you just say that way you can hang out with your family? And I'm like, okay. She's right. And she's like, plus I'm going to be gone, Monday through Friday. She's going to be in Denver for a work conference. So she's like, you've got Ernie all week. So, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm also going to be back home for a couple of days next weekend. So, be down there a couple times. So no Hobby Evolution tomorrow or Sunday. I'll be back Monday. So eBay Live, I'll be live in just a couple hours, 2 hours from now at 10 a.m. Central this morning. It's another request. So whatever you're looking for, if I'll do my best. I don't have slabs, don't have high end. So we'll throw what I have up later this morning. And then Sunday singles, Sunday night, 7 p.m. Central on eBay Live. It is Friday. It's the free for all. We're going to play Name That Player. Got a nice mix. I didn't have to prepare. I've got piles and piles of cards surrounding me. That's the downside to the downside to requests is I bring out like freaking 12 boxes and I've got piles and I've got boxes and it's like, what do you want? And I'm like digging around because I'm not organized. So I've got cards everywhere. All right, let's say hello to Unicorn Cupcake. Good morning. Gem City's in the house. It's a beautiful day in the hobby hood. It's a beautiful day to be your collecting buddy. Won't you be my hobby buddy? A little Mr. Rogers throwback. If Mr. Rogers was in the hobby. David, good morning. D. Pyre's in the house. Peter's here. Happy Mother effing Friday. Jody is here. Good morning. Mike Smith in the house. He says it is low rollers. I am comping out GameStop for Pokemon cards. I am in 10th person in line. Good luck. Uncle Rich says it's all because I was not there. It's Uncle Rich's fault. However, let's make Mr. Thompson feel better and sub to this fine content. Smash the like button. Thank you. Unicorn, you getting Pokemon cards for your kids. 608, good morning. Cody's here. Unicorn says, no, she has some, but knows nothing about them. Neither do I. Rich says, if themes were all voted on eBay Live, he'd rather drive a truck. Probably. Mike Smith says, Unicorn, use TCG players for Pokemon cards. If it's shiny cards, it's worth a lot of money. There you go. I would buy them, but only at a discount, and everyone wants them, so likely no discount. Mike Smith says, no clue, Pokemon cards, I know, but Pikachu, so I can sell them if I see a good shiny card. There you go. All right, I think that's enough Pokemon talk. Let's see. Unicorn says it was just a bump in the road, a learning experience that not every day can be rainbows and unicorn cupcakes. Amen. Amen. A month ago, I would have been ecstatic about last night's auction, but I got a little spoiled here recently. Mark, good morning. Uncle Rich says, now in more seriousness, when I brought back my synagogue show, we drew 53 total people for the 2 days. Thankfully, the vendors stuck with me, and we've been growing organically, and our total last weekend was 127, which for a 20-table show in the room we are in is perfectly fine. There you go. Mike Smith says, I hope no people fighting my GameStop for Pokemon cards. Unicorn Cupcake wants to know if any dealers have any Gaudy Indian gum cards. Rich says, I keep moving my total people goal upwards slowly. Duke was there and had some wild stuff, and I had a vendor with old Judge cards. Nice. So in my show, you never know. We had cards from 10 cents to over a K, 1K. There you go. Let's see. Dollar Kemp is more than it should be. Absolutely. Cody says, will you be setting up the Madison Card Show Goodwill wall? No, I will not be setting up at the Madison Card Show. I'll be setting up in Janesville. The next show I'll do is in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow, Janesville, Wisconsin. I'll probably do like a pop-up dime box sale out of my storage unit at the end of June. I think I've got a free weekend at the end of June or the first weekend in July. My days of setting up the Madison Card Show are over. It's just too much work. Also saw the Mallards have been putting a card show ad on Facebook. Yeah, they're doing a show on, I think, Monday night. They were a little late to the game in getting that thing promoted. Unicorn says, no Max, no Michael. Maybe I have a chance. Max laughs. Fuck. Philly Joe's in the house. Good morning. Peeps is here. Good morning. So tomorrow I'm going to be heading down to the Rockford Card Show. I don't really have any, I don't have a target. I mean, I've got ideas of what I want to buy. So we'll see. So it's basically price dependent. I mean, I've got things that I want to buy, but if they're not priced to what I think I can get for them, I'm not going to buy. Isn't that that's kind of how we, especially if you're a reseller, that's how it goes. Usually you could say, I want Bowman prospects, and then there's no Bowman prospects, and then all of a sudden you're buying vintage. Sometimes you go in buying vintage. Well, nobody has vintage that I want. You buy Bowman prospects. So I honestly don't know what I'm looking for. There are definitely things that I'll be targeting, whether or not they are there or they are priced right remains to be seen. We'll find out tomorrow morning. So, but I do look to spend some money sourcing some new inventory because I am running low. I mean, a month ago, I'm swimming in it. I've got so much inventory, I don't know what to do. And now it's like, shit, I gotta buy more shit. So I want to do an eBay Live, kind of like what I started with on YouTube, where it's like 4 boxes. I need to, what I'll probably do is set up I'll just move my camera setup to the floor, and just so I have a wider angle. And I'd like to do like a medium flat rate box or, something like that, and just do that. Now I need to put some stuff together, and, we put like, I don't know, 20 minutes on the auction, and I just show the problem is I have to show every card. So that's where it becomes difficult. And it's like, if I want to spend, and that's where you break it down. Okay. If you do a 20 or 30 minute auction and you're showing off 1,000 cards or whatever it might be, and it only goes for $40, it's like, well, if I did singles, I could have made, a couple hundred in that half an hour time span. So that's where, but I'm going to try it. And, maybe it's a great success. Maybe it's an utter failure. So, but it's something that I need to get together, and I'll probably do it by sport, maybe do a football, do a basketball, baseball, football, basketball. So I've got soccer. I might even do a soccer. I've got a bunch of like soccer color I just throw in quarter boxes. So maybe I'll have enough for a soccer box as well. So we'll see. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of for me, it's quarter cards, but for a lot of people, it's dollar box stuff. So we'll see. Let's see. Mike Smith says, you heard PSA offering cleaning your card for $3. Yeah, I touched on that yesterday. It doesn't bother me. I don't grade. I don't clean. I think it's just a wipe down service, which I know there's some people upset that, well, you're not supposed to clean your cards. It's not a cleaning service. It's a wipe down service. So, and some people, again, you can't please everybody. Well, they should do it for free. Well, come on. It's a fucking business. I hate it when people say that. I'm sorry. Run a business and you'll find out. Shit costs money, and people just want to bitch. So I don't care. I think it's a good service. And if they want to charge $3, my group submitter, 5-Star Cards, who sponsors the Madison Card Show, he offers a $3 wipe down service. And now PSA is going to offer one. So, and they allow it. You can wipe down. It's not like they're using chemicals. They're not using Kurt's Card Care. They're just using a microfiber cloth and wiping thumbprints off the card. So I'm totally okay with it. And I don't care at the same time. Rich says, Max does not always announce he is here. He sneaks in. Some of us work, Rich, until he pounces during Name That Player. Name That Player is his world, and we are still visiting. Rich says, I'm at work right now, young man. Max says, does your boss believe that? Dan says, want to buy some Japanese gravure idol cards. Mike Smith says, free bonus checker job. I have advantage. There you go. Max says, people are actually saying they should do a wipe down for free. Yeah. Twitter ban. Twitter. Because I apparently I don't know if there's any truth, but somebody that said that said, well, CGC does it for free. It's like, why don't you wipe down your own fucking cards? Then you don't have to pay for any service or risk, getting missed at the company. Mike Smith says Southwest Airlines charged to check bags now. Yeah, that's old news, man. That's old news. Max says, to be honest, I don't think PSA should be doing anything with the card beside grading it, conflict of interest, and slippery slope. I don't disagree with that. Let's see. Unicorn Cupcake says that sounds like something Keating would say. It is. Rich is the boss. Rich says, my work is monitored because I either fix stuff or ID cards, so they have to believe it. Let's play Name That Player so I can get some shipping done. Where are we at? All right, we're going to start with some vintage football. Let's throw the leaderboard up. We've got Max out front with 17 points. Shane in second with 11. Uncle Rich in third with 9. Fourth place, Michael Renicky, 7. And Spam Likely is in fifth with 5. Dave Arnold, he's got 3 points, but he probably won't be joining us this morning because he's out in Las Vegas. He's probably sleeping. Let's see. Mike Smith says cleaning comic books, very common now. Yeah. Completely different world. Let's start it off with some vintage football. This is a tough one. Vintage football, Denver Broncos quarterback. I got to get my YouTube out on my phone, don't I? I don't think I'll need it on this guy, though. Where are we at? YouTube. Who's this guy? Name that player. It is Johnson. Uncle Rich was first. Charlie Johnson. Charlie Johnson is correct. Uncle Rich with the point. That's 12. Oh, wait, no, that's 10. Shane has 11. All right, Uncle Rich catching up on Shane. Where are we at? Oh, I didn't even show it. It was Johnson. All right. Oh, by the way, we are correct spelling. Let's see. I want to do a modern. I didn't. We'll do vintage baseball. We'll do modern football. Then we'll do modern baseball. We'll do vintage baseball, modern football, chunk baseball, basketball, baseball, basketball, baseball. All right. Next up, modern football. This is a metal card. Modern football. This is a tough one. Yeah, people look really rugged 50 years ago. It's fun to do side-by-sides with some of the current guys that are like Tom Brady is 45 and he looks like Charlie Johnson. Charlie Johnson was probably 22 in that photo. Let's see. It is not Anderson, is not Evans, not Fournette. Alex G. I think Alex was first on this one. That dude from Duryea was second. It is Devin White. Alex with the point. And that's Alex's first point. All right. Oh, wait, no, that's his second point. I'm sorry, Alex. 2 points for Alex. All right. Let's go here. All right. Next up, we're going to do vintage baseball. Vintage baseball. This is pretty easy. Last name must be spelled correctly. Last name must be spelled correctly. It is not Sparky Lyle. It is not Bucky Dent. Shane gets it first. Rich was in second. It is Gene Stick Michael. Gene Michael. Shane. He's back, baby. 12 points for Shane. We're going to do modern football next. Modern football must be spelled correctly. Last name only. Kansas City Chiefs. It is not Hill. It is not Rice. It is Pacheco. Max with the point. Isaiah Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco. Nick's back with us. He was second on that one. Max with the point. He's at 18. Next up, modern baseball. Little prospect action coming up. Last name must be spelled correctly. Tampa Bay Rays, Bowman prospect. First Bowman here. It is not Anderson. It is Simpson. Nick with the point. Chandler Simpson. Fast. He's fast. Nick with his first point this round. We're going back to vintage. We're going 60s on this one. 60s baseball. Oop, I gotta get two. I gotta get a Post-it note. All right. Last name must be spelled correctly. Baltimore Orioles from the 60s. It is not Tresh or Cranepool. It is not Paul Blair. Great guess. Not Paul Blair. It is Bowens. Uncle Rich with the point. Uncle Rich with Sam Bowens. Sam Bowens. Where are we at? A lot of action going on. Behind me or in front of me. Uncle Rich. 11. People are raiding your house. They're everywhere. All right, next up. Let's see. Modern football. Modern football. Not Taylor. Not Umenyiora. This is an easy one to spell. In a Notre Dame uniform here. He's a rookie in 2005. It is not Johnson. Justin Tuck is correct. Shane with the point. Justin Tuck. And Shane is up to 13. Trying to put some distance between him and Uncle Rich at second place. All right, next up, Junk Wax Baseball. Last name must be spelled correctly. '90 Donruss Learning Series. LA Dodgers. It is Rick Dempsey. Shane with the point. Shane making a run. Rick Dempsey. That's 14 points. All right, next up, modern basketball. Modern basketball. Indiana Pacers. Hey, they're still playing. They have, I think, what's the lead on that? It's 3-2 Pacers. I had the game on last night. I've watched more NBA playoffs than I have in the last 20 years. It is Aaron Holiday. And, Spam Likely does not get the point. Spelled correctly, it is Max. Only one L in Holiday. Aaron Holiday. Max with the point. And that's 19. Shane says BSK and HKY playoffs have been drunk awesome. Pacers better win game 6 because the NBA will have the Knicks win game 7 for those TV ratings. See, thank you for spelling. Yeah. All right, next up, we've got 80s baseball. This is an easy one. Yeah, Oklahoma City and Indiana, not good for ratings. It is Jim Rice. Max was first. Peter was second. Rich was third. Jim Rice. Max to 20 points. We're going 70s baseball on the next one. 70s baseball. 1973 tops. 73 tops baseball. Houston Astros. Dat dude on Rice, you were 1, 2, 3, 4th. Gladding is correct. Uncle Rich. Fred Gladding. Uncle Rich now with 12. Another modern basketball coming up. So we got modern basketball and another 73 baseball. All right, modern basketball. Charlotte Hornets. Last name must be spelled correctly. Peter says, hit that like button. Thank you. Prism Silver on this one. Charlotte Hornets. Plumlee is correct. Plumlee is correct. And Max even throws out the first name, the correct first name. Doesn't matter. He got the last name. That's all we were looking for. 21 points for Max. And our final card is 1973 Topps Baseball. Baseball. Another Houston Astros. It's not Plumlee, by the way. All right. Oops. Where are we at? This is an easy one to spell. It's Watson. Bob Watson is correct. Uncle Rich with the point. And Uncle Rich closing in on Shane. So at the top of the leaderboard, Max with 21 points. Shane with a couple points today is in second still with 14. Uncle Rich in third with 13. Michael Renicky in fourth with 7. Spam Likely in fifth with 5. And then we've got Dave Arnold with 3. Dat Dude from Duryea, SoCal guy, Alex G with 2 points apiece. Name that player will return. Will it return next week? Let me figure out. Yes. We will be here Friday. We'll be here Friday. Oh, and we'll be here Saturday as well. Next Saturday. Not tomorrow, Saturday. I will no Hobby Evolution tomorrow. No Hobby Evolution Sunday. Back Monday morning. And then next weekend I'll be out Sunday and Monday. So it's summertime. A lot of stuff going on. So don't forget, yes, Uncle Rich, see you at 10. We're looking for better luck today. So hopefully we'll bring in some good sales. So we'll have some fun this morning. Today, 10 a.m. Central, eBay Live. We're going to be slinging some singles today and some lots. We'll throw some lots out there as well. Coming up today, 10 a.m. on eBay Live. Link to the direct link is in the description to this video. No show tomorrow or Sunday. I'll be heading down to the Rockford Card Show tomorrow. My first time. I've been missing. They usually run it around the same time as the Madison show, so I've missed most of them. So it's the first time. I think it was January, and I think the previous time was January. So I'll be there as a buyer, walking around trying to find some deals tomorrow morning, and then family time the rest of the weekend. Back here Monday morning. You'll see me on eBay Live not only today at 10, but also Sunday night at 7 p.m. Central for Sunday singles, and then I still got to put together next week's eBay Live schedule. All right, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you either on eBay Live in 2 hours, or I'll see you Monday morning here on Hobby Evolution.